Hello Pisces, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Leslie Ormsby and I'm going to be doing the mid-February 2023 readings for you today. So we are going to go today, the question is for you is, where will I be this time next year? So the cards that I picked up at the moment are Archangel Michael, and he's just going to bring through some messages for you, and I'm going to use the Moonology deck as well as the Sun and Moon Tarot. So there could be another one comes out. It depends on what the energy is like and what I'm drawn to do. Okay, so other than that, please remember to subscribe, comment, leave a comment or a thumbs up just to let me know how the readings are going for you and if they make sense, and you know, what you think of them and that sort of thing, only because I'm using a different, you know, way of doing things, the readings, and bringing through a question that is what do you call it, I've just got intuitively drawn or picked, but as per se. So there's basically some questions that I do have that I use for my own journaling and tarot card journals, and with myself and or clients, depending on what is going on. So like I say, your question today is, where will I be this time next year? Okay, awesome. So the first card out with Archangel Michael is create peace with you. Okay, so there may be something that's going on, and it may be that your goal this year or at the moment is like creating peace, and I feel like mostly within yourself. Okay, so because when we're working on creating or working, you know, or being at peace with ourselves, within ourselves, then everything actually seems to actually be more peaceful. We have a more peaceful outlook around things, about things. And I mean, it doesn't happen overnight, but it will happen, and it takes, you know, it's not like a journey that's going to take 1 or 2 days, but there's going to be a sense of peace anyway when you do make a decision, or when you do start to shift things with whatever is going on around you at the moment. So when they're talking about that, so it's like there may be something that is going on with you at the moment, whether it be a person, around a person, a job, or your business, or whatever, or something that's coming in that I'm hearing like a lack of confidence. There's something that you may be beating yourself up about, or, you know, self-sabotage in some way, but it's like, which is where they're coming from with this creating peace. Okay, so cut, disconnect, and from emotional cords, and that sort of thing. Okay, so that's the next card that's come up. So it's, you know, there's something around, you know, just not so much in that maybe like poking the bear in you at the moment that has brought up some things from the past, and or the universe or the energy around the moment, you know, is like, you know, with the moon and the planet cycles and everything, it's helping to like draw out things within us to repair, to view, you know, to help us to move into a nicer place of being understanding of ourselves and loving of ourselves and being okay with ourselves, with whatever is going on, and to healing ourselves, and, you know, in the healing in the sense of, you know, becoming, you know, being more peaceful with you know, the past, as well as being in the now, and as we're moving into the future. So and it's going to create more of a peaceful attitude or way of being or thinking, and, you know, in our movements as well, and how we, and in doing that, it's going to be how we teach our, you know, our children, our grandchildren, and, you know, and that sort of thing. So there's something about like cutting or disconnecting from the emotional cords or attachments to things. And, you know, then for some of you it may be grief, for some of you may be moving, for some of you it may be, you know, you may be like, well, you know, there's a beginning, there's an ending, and then there's a beginning. So there's a transitionary space, and sometimes, you know, or often what can happen, we can like hold on to things, like, and it's generally around an emotional attachment to things, which makes it we find it a lot harder or challenging, whichever word you choose to use or look at it, that holds us, you know, that makes it the process sometimes longer than what it needs to be, or a little bit more harder or challenging to just go with the flow. So going with the flow, what I'm hearing and they're just saying is like, it could be, you know, everybody's got their own pace, okay? And because it depends on, you know, we've all got a different makeup. We've all had a put, you know, maybe a similar past life, but not exactly the same. So we've all got a different DNA and all that sort of thing, and had a different upbringing. So it's like there are things going on. So excuse me, I'm just rubbing my nose because there's a lot of elemental energy in here, and it's like, and they're just saying to me like there is something. Sometimes they play with my hair. But generally it's to let me know there's a message coming up in that. So something may be getting up your nose about something. So really this is about looking at yourself, okay? So the next card here from Archangel Michael is talking about make love, not war. Okay, so then going back to that peace thing again. So I'm hearing like make love, not war with yourself, as in, you know, treat yourself better and stop beating yourself up in that sense, okay? The next card is love is the greatest power of all. So look, see, know, be, okay? And so when they're talking about, you know, where will I be this time next year, I feel like this is the beginning, you know, like, or part way through something, but this message is to, you know, to like, is helping you to like get to that place where you want to be, because it's highly likely, okay? Okay, so with the moon cards here is what do you need to release? So I feel like you know, most of us know what we need to release, and we may be a little bit resistant. So there is that side of things there that's coming through. The energy is gaining momentum, okay, because this is a waxing moon, which means it's coming into a full moon. So, you know, we've just gone through a full moon, but these cards, you know, we're just looking at the energy here, not necessarily pertaining it to what the current moon cycle is, okay? So this one here, they're just talking, the energy is gaining, and I feel like, you know, you may be even feeling that, but it's like feeling a little bit held off. And I feel like when we use the word resistance, is like it's just a word, but looking outside of it, or other words that, you know, there's something you're not allowing yourself to go with a certain flow that you know that it's not like, you know, dawdling, okay? You know, dawdling is still movement, but it's like, I feel like there's something about increasing the energy. So there's a training period they're talking about, is getting you used to that feeling of momentum and increasing the speed. But it's like, and I feel like when they're going back to what is needing to be released, I'm just going to pull out these cards here, the Sun and Moon Tarot cards that I've got, and we'll just see what comes up for that. So, you know, I just feel like there's a lot of emotions, really. I feel like, you know, that's obviously with this cord is disconnecting from, you know, the emotional cords here. So the Chariot is here. It's come up with this part, and with the create piece. It's like, I feel like the Chariot, because it's like you're at a turning point, because it's number 7, even though it's in the you know, the major arcana part of the deck. It's number 7 in the journey of the tarot. So there's something about being in a turning point with the sevens for me. And in this card, she clearly shows basically they're at a turning point. So know that there is movement, okay, and you're on the right path, or you're on the path for change, but you may be like feeling a little bit, you know, stagnant or slowing down, or not being able to move in as you know, as quick as you would like. Because I'm just noticing the white cow is kind of looking ahead, but the black cow is like lagging a little bit, looking to the side. So what is distracting you from moving you from moving you or increasing that momentum for you, okay? Or taking a look at that. Disconnect. Okay, this one here is the universe. Okay, so this one here is in reverse though when I pulled it out. So so there may be something where you you know, like what I'm hearing is you know, with whatever that emotional stuff is like really like visit it, look at it, understand it, you know, don't go too overboard and go too deep. But it's like there is, like I say, for a lot of you, there is some more, when I say superficial or surface stuff, there is like working with you know, what is that? Is also, but you know, some of you, is depending on where you are with your processing, it may be a little bit deeper. So what I'm hearing is like, you know, in order for you to get to that space, you know, to end the cycle or get to the end of the year, it's like, or where you want to be, it's like these things need to turn around, basically. Okay. The Ace of Swords is in reverse as well. So there's a sense of victory or sense of understanding or misunderstanding of the words that I'm hearing with this make love not war card here. Okay, so what I'm hearing is you know, it's like until like with the universe one here, it's like shifting the what you're thinking, you know, there's around or about the situation with yourself. But I'm hearing like for you, it's not being so hard on yourself. So because the victory is there, but it's like until you like allow your, you know, not letting your, you know, or start figuring out what your emotions are talking to you about, or like truthfully and being honest, it's like in going into that love space. Because I mean, Pisces, you know, the Pisces deck is, or the cards in the deck, is all about relationships and you know, and emotions. So this is clearly for me talking about building that a beautiful emotional relationship with yourself. So, and even though some of you, you know, generally you probably would be, but there's obviously with these coming up, there may be a shift into like up the ante with it, you know, well, not the ante, but you know what I mean. It's like increase, you know, a shift in that where it's like, I want to step up the ladder, basically, or I want to step up, or I need to step up, or just shifts or change. And it could be, you know, it may be something that's come up that's throwing you out and you hadn't, you know, thought about that perspective before about something, and it's like, oh, I see. So what I'm hearing is with this one, with the Ten of Pentacles, is there is success, you know, and they're not just talking about success in the as in wealth, but this is about wealth. So it's like as in money, and in that sense. So wealth could be an abundance of, you know, energy, abundance of, you know, connection with family, and abundance, you know, as well as the abundance as in, you know, financial abundance. So it could be around all three of you, all three things that could be affecting in your life, or maybe more so in just in one area. Okay, but bringing that energy of love, being that greatest power of all, or to help you to move through the space where there is abundance and success in everything. So you, by the sounds of things, you know, and like was said before, it's about going into that space of self-reflection, and you know, and looking at what it is that you're needing to shift. So the Six of Swords, you know, with this, what do you need to release? I feel like that's pretty much been answered in there. But it means the Six of Swords has come up, and it says here, like you're moving either towards something or away from something. So with a nice, you know, and that's, okay, I don't know where the word science comes from, but some of you may have more of a different way of looking at it. So it's like, you know, there's something, you know, in a way, that's interesting. I'm just going to ask them what's that. Six of Swords. But I just feel like there is, whatever is happening is like the energy is moving you, or the way that you're thinking about things is moving you, or moves you towards what it is that you do want throughout this year to get to where you want. So you know, at the moment the energy is, you know, I feel like it's more around, you know, you figuring out what it is that you want to release at this moment, and moving forward towards this beginning end of this year. So this one here is showing that there is momentum towards what it is that you do want, but it's just looking at what it releasing things. Gosh, anyway, cool. Now the word science, there's is at the top of this, you know, the deck, this card in this deck. So I feel like there is something about, you know, the scientific side of things, and you know, or finding that balance between the science and the natural world, you know, and that sort of thing. So there's the intellectual, and then there's all the logic, and you know, and the intuitive side of things. So there may be, you know, a battle with that, even in finding the the balance between that, you know, and integrating them together, because it's kind of like all points come together in this one. So what I'm hearing is, you know, whatever your discovery is, it's like all points come together. Wonderful. Beautiful. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there for you, Pisces, and I hope that makes sense, or I hope it helps you in some way to get an understanding about what could be or what might be going on for you, and or to look at and to increase your, that increases your enthusiasm and curiosity, okay? Anyway, bye for now, and I'll see you before the end of the month. And because sometimes these readings are going to be in the moment, what might be going on now, or they could, you know, depending on, it could be the week before. Okay. Anyway, bye for now.